class, which I know it is, then Tony and I got together with Pastor Good Shepherd and a couple other people a little over 7 years ago. Ruby Payne was heavily involved in the beginning. She was one of the people that actually wrote most of the books on poverty and what it means to be in poverty and understanding poverty and different things and generations. So it was really took us a while. We read a series of about 4 books trying to understand it, and finally we said, this is great, but we really need to do something besides sit and talk amongst ourselves and read books and try and understand it. So we got together and launched Getting Ahead. We had Phil, the author of the Getting Ahead book, come down and train us to get it going. So Getting Ahead, really, it's getting ahead in just getting by a world. It was written for people in poverty, written for people that wanted to do something in their lives, that maybe things they wanted to make some different choices or understand why they were where they were, just like we try and do every day. What it allows you to do is do research on how poverty affects your life, how it impacts your life, and individuals, families, people in the workplace with you, what it does to all people. And it also provided some access to the book Bridges Out of Poverty, which Ruby wrote with Phil, again, in terms of how to understand different things, how to understand how to work together to try and alleviate some of the situations that get out there. Agencies that are out there to help us all also use some of those books and some of the processes that Ruby created to try and help us understand and try and help us work through these things. The aim is to provide a safe, mostly agenda-free. I say agenda-free in terms of what you're bringing with you, because the book is quite explanatory. What did you say? Supportive. Lots of information in it, but it's a process. It's a process that takes place. The book is meant to be over a 15 or 16 week process, and there's usually a holiday or something thrown in there. So it takes 16, 17 weeks to get it done. Lauren Keeney have been involved in it for several years. It allows us to reflect on, examine our lives, investigate new information that's out there, things that we don't know, things that are relevant to us, things that we may not understand, to assess their own resources and resources that others in that tight-knit community develop that friendship, and it allows them to really explore where they want to go, how other people are doing it, how you handle it, and enable you to actually create what we call future stories. Where you want to go, we call it planning, but they call it future stories in the book. Create your own future life, where you'd like to be and how you'd like to get there. And it gives you the mentors and processes with which to try and make some of those changes and to stick it out after you make those changes. And you'll get a much better idea from the actual graduates of what goes.
It taught me how to budget certain things in my life, checks and balances. I had a special friend that also helped me that area too. The class, if you're really into it, the class will just take you away. It'll teach you how to budget the money, where to go to find the bargains, so forth. Gives you the knowledge of how to talk to people. Go look for a job. You can meet people who are taught how to write resumes. I sought out to get my notary license, so I did that.